And there's nothing like rocking a big D on your uniform as well. Really, just lay it all out there. Show the team show your opponents who's boss, and just really just plaster your big D everywhere. It's safe to say that there's a lot of teams out there that have really knocked it out of the park when it comes to the design of their logo. Currently, there's a lot of great ones out there. Historically, there's a lot of great ones out there. But also, there's a lot of really bad logos out there as well. And today, we're going to go ahead and rank them. Who has the worst historical logo in NFL history? We're about to find out today because, of course, I'm your host, Ross Allen, back with you guys with another NFL tier list. Recently we've done, I've done fan rankings, done team rankings, I think quarterback rankings, and we're going to take a look at some old logo rankings as well. There's a good amount of here to choose from, and there's some that a lot of you might be familiar with. There's a lot of them out here that a lot of you guys, and me included, might be unfamiliar with as well. So if any of these logos you didn't even know about, go ahead, let us know in the comments, because I want to see if I'm on the same page with any of you guys. Of course, we're about to find out pretty soon anyway. So let's go ahead, let's have some fun, and let's figure out which teams have the best historical tier list. And then when we're done here, I'm going to take a look at the community ones as well, just to see how mine stacks up. If I'm crazy, if I'm on the same page with everyone else there, we're going to find out. Okay, so first off, what I'm going to do here is really just kind of go in the order that tier maker already gives me. No need to do anything crazy here. Starting us off, you know what's funny? And so the first logo we got is this one right here. It's this red cowboy with some plaid pants, all right, with a couple revolvers in hand. And I really did try to figure out who this guy, I mean, by really did try, 5 minutes of research, but that's so much. That's like a whole lifetime worth of research. I could really done a college thesis on that. But I spent about 5 minutes here trying to find out what team had this logo, and I couldn't find it. The closest thing it looked to me was the Dallas Texans. So I think it might be that, but I'm not 100% sure. I couldn't find this exact logo. I'm not sure if I'm stupid, which is a very high probability of that, or if it's just a really obscure logo that I don't really know about. But just I don't care, man. It's a decent logo. I never really liked these super detailed logos, so if I'm being honest, it's not as eye-catching. We're gonna start off with D. All right, D tier for the logo, who I do not know. Now, this next one we got is for the Atlanta Falcons. I actually know this one. This is a, I just said that I don't like overly detailed logos, but at the same time, if your logo looks like what does this look like here? It looks like a backwards D with some lines, with some white lines on it. That's what this logo looks like. And I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it. This is one of the logos that their current one is a huge improvement on, and it certainly looks a whole lot better. Luckily, though, for the Falcons, even though this logo, I think they're putting this logo on their throwback red helmets, even though it's not a great logo, those red helmets that the Atlanta Falcons are rocking this year, hot damn, they might be the best ones in the league. And I certainly hope they bring them back for more than maybe just a one-off appearance this year. But with that being said, old Falcons logo, I'll give it a C. Not horrible, nothing great here. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens, and this is a nice one. It has the old shield that a lot of teams used to run with, the Ravens shield with some wings off the side. This is a fairly detailed one, pretty eye-catching. I do like the look of this one, though. I think the Ravens did a good job. Of course, I still think that their current logo is a better version of this, but the old Ravens logo, I'm gonna throw a B tier. Really like them. Reminds me of the old days where I guess now the old days that we can consider around the 2000s with that completely ridiculous defense. And I guess the Ravens out here, they probably have the newest logo out of the rest of these teams, maybe besides the Texans, just because they're one of the newer teams as well, it's hard to have a super long history of logos when you don't really have that long of a history in general. But Ravens, great history still, nonetheless, B tier. Next up, we got the old logo for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the classic, Captain Jack Sparrow holding a dagger in his mouth. Probably not a real one. I don't know if Pirates of the Caribbean was even a thing when this. Well, wasn't Pirates of the Caribbean based off the ride at Disneyland? I think that's how it was. Honestly, I'm not a big Disney guy, but Pirates of the Caribbean did a great job. Shout out to Captain Jack Sparrow for being one of the best characters in movie history. I will stand by that one full-heartedly. And this is also an era where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers rocked those very sexy creamsicle uniforms. They absolutely need to bring them back. I don't think we'll get it in time because it might be Tom Brady's last season. Not sure if we're ever going to be able to get to see Tom Brady in creamsicle. But logo-wise, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, B tier. Now, the next one is kind of going to run into the same issue that I had with the Atlanta Falcons, but it might be a lot worse. So we got the Bills logo coming up here, which has to be one of the most bland and basic and low effort logos that I've ever seen come out of sports in general. Because hey, what are we gonna do for a logo, guys? We kind of need to get this going. This feels like one of those projects, you know, you remember those like college projects, I guess high school for some of you people, those college projects that like you kind of wait until the last day to do, and it's something that actually takes a legitimate amount of effort. But you kind of just phone it in and you go, oh man, I kind of need this. Hey, was it logo design team? I don't know what the hell department would be. Logo design team. Hey, you got that logo for us yet? It's due tomorrow. We need it for the investors, or you know, whatever. Make them fake scenarios. Who cares? Just go with it. You got anything for me? Oh crap, we don't got anything. What are we gonna do? Hey, you guys, you find that silhouette of a buffalo? Yeah, you know what? The team colors were red. Okay, so what we're gonna do? Take the buffalo. Paint it red. Genius idea. It's literally just a silhouette of a buffalo. Red. C tier. You probably, for how much I wanted that, I probably could have been, if I was going with D tier. No, C tier. It's not great though. It's pretty borderline onto the D tier here. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers, another youngish franchise, and a logo that looks pretty damn similar to their current one, except it looks like an improperly formatted picture. You know, those times where you just kind of shrink it horizontally. You know, this is a mistake we all hopefully learned, you know, in elementary school. I don't know, I had an elementary school where we actually did some graphic design stuff. I had a great teacher, I guess. Probably got lucky there. But it's when you learn that anytime you resize a picture, use diagonal. Use the diagonal. Open, you know, increase the size horizontally and vertically. Don't just smush it. It looks stupid. It looks dumb. It looks like this panther just ran headfirst into a brick wall at full speed, and now it's just condensed. Panthers logo, you'll get a B. The first one's definitely improvement, even though it's essentially just it's like you just took the picture and elongated it. It still looks a hell of a lot better. The next one we got is the now Los Angeles Chargers, formerly known as the San Diego Chargers. And honestly, I think this helmet, this San Diego Chargers helmet logo just reminds me of so much nostalgia when it comes to LaDainian Tomlinson. The two of the guys that really come. There's three guys that jump to my head when I think of the San Diego Chargers. Of course, you're going to have Philip Rivers. Of course, you're going to have one of the most underrated running backs in the league in LaDainian Tomlinson. Third, arguably one of the most underrated tight ends in the league as well, in Antonio Gates. The Chargers had those two guys, man, LT and Antonio Gates, had to be some of the most underrated guys that I can remember off the top of my head right now. And the Chargers had both of them. Philip Rivers, a great quarterback as well. Now, of course, you can laugh at the Chargers because, you know, there's that 1 year in the 2000s where they had the #1 offense, #1 defense, but they had the number 32nd ranked special teams, and they did do a damn thing that year when it came to the playoffs. So I like the old logo, I like the colors, but also when you're just going to, you know, slap a logo, well, I don't know, maybe tier maker isn't doing it a service. Let's ignore the helmet because I hate the current Browns one. Oh, what are you going to do? Orange helmet. Cool. That's our logo. Stupid. I hate it. I hate when it's just a helmet for a logo. But I'm going to go off the Bolt here. I like the Bolt. I'm going to give the Chargers. I'm going to give the Chargers a B here. I feel like I'm being pretty nice. Next up, we got the Chicago Bears logo back when they were actually good, if you can remember a time like that. I know it's been so long. I'm sorry, Bears fans, but most importantly, I don't really care about you. I care about Justin Fields, who's a talented quarterback that's getting absolutely screwed. They're in Chicago right now. But this old Bears logo, it's nice. Bear on the football, you know, yeah, we're a Bears team, or it's a football team that is known as the Bears. You're going to put a bear on a football. I think that's fine. I don't know. It looks pretty good. I guess I'm being nice, man. I'll give it a B tier. Putting line to B tier right now. And who knows? Maybe we'll see where we get to. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs with one of the... Is that just like a bunch of... Yeah, that's just like a bunch of states put together throughout the central U.S. Okay, with a half-naked, I'm assuming in Indian, I don't know if we can say that, a half-naked Native American running through there with some real bright yellow hair, looking like Goku at this point. I hate it. It's stupid. This is a kind of crap logo, man. D tier. No. It's not great. I don't know what the Chiefs are thinking here. I know it's an old franchise with a lot of history. A lot of history of failure with a couple successes mixed in. This was definitely not one of those successes. I hate this logo. I think it's stupid. But what I don't think is stupid is Cincinnati Bengals, because this is a logo, one of the few teams here with the logo that is better than their current one. The Bengals. That's S tier right there. That's an S tier logo. I wish they'd use this more as a alternate logo more often. It's better than just a B with, you know, tiger stripes on it. I don't want the letter of your city. Give me the actual mascot. In most cases, we'll get there in a second. But give me the actual mascot in a lot of times, because it looks a lot better. This looks great. It's a great logo, and I love the kind of orange they use here as well. It's a good color orange. I like the more of the dark, I guess, vibrant oranges. I don't know why I'm really going on a tangent about the color orange, but it is what I like here. I don't know a whole lot more to say. The Bengals had a great logo with this one, and in fact, they should bring it back. Like I said, at least bring it as an alternate a lot more times, but this is great. Go Bengals. Good job, guys. Next one we have is the Cleveland Browns little elf that looks like he's a long way from the North Pole. Honestly, there's probably a whole story about this one that I am uneducated on, so feel free to educate me, because I have no idea why they have a little guard gnome as a mascot. But one thing I will give them, it's better than their current logo, because at least there's some effort into this one. It might not be a great logo, but compared to the current one, which is literally just an orange helmet, anyone could come up with the orange helmet as a logo. That's not doing a whole lot. That's not great. It's not, you know, it's not creative. It's stupid. I hate it. When I think of a logo, I want to be able to put that logo on the side of a helmet. I am not going to put a picture of a helmet on the side of a helmet. That's stupid. Who wants to do that? No one. Luckily, the Browns haven't done that because they're not that stupid, even though their organization looks like it's ran by a bunch of schmucks because, I'm getting to my Browns around here, because you kind of backstab the first quarterback, the first franchise quarterback you've had in God knows how long. It's been decades, maybe even ever. The Browns have always been bad when it comes to the quarterback, at least in the last, 30 years, which is no short amount of time when it comes to running an NFL team. So the first time you see a quarterback that actually really cares about your franchise, cares about your city, and plus he makes good commercials too, great for marketing. But you backstab him, you sign a new quarterback to a crap ton of guaranteed money, and hell, there's a great chance he doesn't even play this year. There's a chance that he doesn't even ever play again. And now you already alienated the quarterback that you need. Baker Mayfield is the most disrespected quarterback in the league right now. And going back to logos, I don't know. B tier. I don't know. C tier. C tier Browns. You guys suck. I hate you. You're horrible. Bad franchise. And you should feel bad because you are bad. And the only people regarding the Browns I feel bad for is Baker Mayfield and the fans, because you guys deserve a lot better. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts, who are rocking the nice bucking Colt logo. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the old Broncos logo back in the 60s. And you remember the classic mustard yellow in brown uniforms. Oh, man. They're not great. Even when they brought them back in 2010, horrible uniforms. Whoever came up with that should feel bad because they are bad. But when it comes to the Colts, I see nothing wrong with it. I kind of like this as the B tier. It's more creative than just a horseshoe, but even though the current horseshoe logo isn't that bad at all. Oh boy. All right. I don't know what I'm going to do grading wise with this Dallas Cowboys logo. At least a current one, you got like a white stripe around it. Looks a little bit better than just a blue star. I get the Lone Star State. You know, it's on the Texas flag. It's the color of the team. But at the end of the day, it's also just a star. Like, it's one of those things. It's just a star. Anyone could come up with this. Dallas Cowboys. D tier. You are bad. You should feel bad. And speaking of D, let's go back in time to a better era when it comes to the Broncos logo. Because, especially as your resident Broncos fan here, the current logo, it's good. I see nothing wrong with it. I think it's a solid logo. But also, it's not better than the D logo with the Bronco, with the steam coming out of its nostrils. I think this logo is great. Very representative of that team at the time. And there's nothing like rocking a big D on your uniform as well. Really just lay it all out there. Show the team show your opponents who's boss. And just really just plaster your big D everywhere. Unless you're a... ooh, man, where was I going to go with those? Oh, yeah, I remember those. Remember when Brett Favre was apparently showing wiener pics over to, you know, some people associated with the Jets. Wasn't that a good time? Wasn't that a fun time? Brett Favre, you dirtbag. But Broncos logo. It's going S tier. I love this one. I think they should bring it back. They have it back on their Color Rush uniforms. It should be back full-time, really. I want a modernized version of the D logo for the Denver Broncos. Let's make it happen. We got a new owner, who I'm not sold on, a new head coach, who I am sold on, new GM. It's new starting quarterback. It's a new era in Denver. Let's get a brand new, I guess technically not brand new, but let's get a new logo in there, spice things up, change things up, and just modernize the D. All right. Next up, we got the Miami Dolphins, who have a good logo. Their current logo is pretty similar to this one, except it's just a little bit more modernized. I think the current logo is a good step up in this one. This just reminds me of days where they had a amazing quarterback, undefeated team, but also never won a Super Bowl. So I'm not going to hold that against this logo, but even though I'll give it B. I'll do B tier here. Ooh, and here we go. We get the Philadelphia Eagles logo in nice Kelly green. Man, I loved those uniforms. Are great. The Kelly green is a good look on the Eagles. I think this is a great logo as well. It's teetering on almost too complicated of logo, but not quite. Too detailed of a logo, but not quite. I think they did a great job with this. I am going to be throwing this logo up at the A tier, our first A tier of the show. I would love if the Eagles use this as an alternate. You know, fly Eagles fly. Let's have a flying eagle with the football. Come on, that's awesome. I think it's great. And one team that's not seen a whole lot of progress when it comes to uniforms or logos is the New York Giants. It's kind of it's the what's Giants logo? It's the word Giants. Giant, you know, capitalized. Great. I guess better than just NY, but I don't feel anything with this logo. C tier for the Giants. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars, who looks like they have a Jaguar with one too many chromosomes possibly here. It doesn't look like mentally that Jaguar is all there. I don't know where its eyes look. It looks like it's looking up and maybe out, maybe a little cross-eyed here. I don't know. Their new logo definitely looks better, even though it's essentially just a modernized version of this. It's still definitely improvement there. B tier for the Jags. Next one up, we have the New York Jets, which is pretty similar to the Giants logo. Man, these New York teams are not great. They're almost copying off each other's homework for what it looks like. But at least the Jets put some semblance of maybe like their team mascot, the Jets. They have what looks almost like a wing over the top of the words. So the Jets, I'll give them a little bit more credit, and I'm still going to put them in C tier though. Not a great logo. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions, who have history. I mean, their logo really hasn't gone through that many changes. Logo has not gone through that many changes over the years, and I don't think it necessarily has needed to. It looks pretty similar to the current one. I like the logo. I'll throw it there up at the B tier. All right, next up we have our team where they don't exist anymore, and which is a shame because they honestly have one of the best logos when it comes to this era of football, maybe ever. I always like the Oilers logo. It seems real basic, just a little oil rig, but at the same time, it looks nice. Love the red, love the baby blue. I think the Oilers had good uniforms, especially for the era. They also had a good logo. Oilers, A tier. Congrats. Next up, we have the Cheeseheads from Wisconsin, and that is the Green Bay Packers, who have a player over their state on a football. Okay, I mean, that's not bad. The more I look at it, it definitely seems like a logo of its era. It's all right. Their new logo is better, even though every high school in the country has the same G logo. Even some colleges out there as well just have that same G logo. It's like every high school in a lot of universities as well, they all have that G logo that's, you know, just changed the colors of the school. Same how we all know that high school or college that has that same exact bulldog logo, except maybe with some different colors. They all have it. It looks like the exact dog from Tom and Jerry. Every school has that logo. I'd be willing to bet at least 10% of high schools and colleges throughout the country have either that same G logo or that same bulldog logo. Super basic, but apparently it's good because, you know, a lot of people are copying it. This logo for the Packers, it's all right. I'll go B tier, C tier, excuse me. Ooh, okay, here we go. Another logo that their team did an amazing job with. That is the old, what is it, Boston Patriots. Man, I think this is great. If you guys haven't checked out, if you don't follow us, go ahead, hit up our socials on Twitter and Instagram at Fourth and Long Media. One of the things you'll see when you go ahead and follow, or at least check out our profiles there, is we are in the middle of, I'm doing this thing where doing a middle of a graphic series. You know, I picked 2 of my favorite uniforms from a team's history. You go ahead, vote for that one, and the winner of that poll moves on to what I'm going to do, a 32 team bracket, and we're going to figure out who has the best uniforms in the league. And the Patriots, this logo rides into that conversation because this logo is a part of my favorite Patriots uniforms, and that is their throwbacks. I like their throwbacks, you know, the more modern throwbacks compared to the actual original uniforms of the day. But those reds with, was it probably Patriot Pete? I think that's his name. I think Patriot Pete is the name of the guy. You know, also another thing that goes into this. Look, he has the football. That means this guy on their logo is an offensive lineman, a position that is underloved, that's underrated, and is underappreciated as well. Maybe loved and appreciated, same thing there, but you get my point. I can't emphasize enough that linemen don't get the respect they do, but we are on a logo, so it's time to bring it back. Shout out to offensive linemen everywhere. S tier. Mostly because it's offensive lineman, but also because it's a great logo as well. The Patriots did a good job with that. Next one, we have a Cardinals logo that just looks like a bird that was abandoned by his mother, maybe an egg that fell out the nest, but still luckily hatched. New one looks a lot better. Cardinals, B tier. B tier. Gotcha, guys. It's not bad. Next up, we have the Raiders, old Raiders logo. And it's still, the classic, the classic dig of that logo. They're so bad that even their mascot has one eye covered and the other eye closed. Maybe he's just trying to watch them. It's like trying to watch the Raiders in the car race, because obviously they're not very good at driving. Definitely don't want to watch that one. Raiders, I don't think it's a good looking logo. I'll give it C tier if I'm being nice. I was tempted to go D. Their new logo, definitely a step up ahead of this one. And the next one, it looks like one of those skulls you'll find in the desert. It looks like just a ram skull, and you have the yellow horns, which kind of makes it stand out. But it looks like your team's dead. Maybe I don't understand it. It's too detailed. It's a logo of its time, but it's too detailed. Looks like a dead ram, and not a fan of it. Oh boy. All right, so here we are. Next logo is for the Washington Redskins. I could say that word because this was the Redskins. Okay. And the last version of the Washington Redskins logo looked great. This looked like a clip art version of it. This looks like a great value version of that Redskins logo. It looks lame and it looks cartoony, I guess. I don't know. Not a fan of cartoon logos. D tier. That's what you guys get. Another one is the famous Saints classic fleur-de-lis. I probably pronounced that right. If I didn't, whoops, I don't speak French. But this is just, it's nice, representing the culture of New Orleans. The new logo, a little bit more detail, a little bit more color in that one. It's a lot better. I will throw the Saints logo there at C tier. Ooh, here we go. Now we got the Seattle Seahawks, which with this color scheme that, honestly, it's not that bad. With the lighter blue, the lighter green, I think this is decent logo. It's pretty similar to their current one, just a little bit different. Looks like an eye that's a little wrinkled. Looks like an old Seahawk there. Yeah, we'll go B tier. Another one. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Few logos left here. Pittsburgh Steelers coming up here. We got a guy, you got iron worker on the iron beam kicking a football. You know what? I gotta give points. It's to the credit of being able to tie in their mascot to the logo. I think this does a great job. Another one of those logos where it's definitely a logo of the time. I think it's fine. It's not great when it comes to marketing, but their current logo also isn't amazing either. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'll take the Pittsburgh Steelers and put them at B tier. I'll throw them at B tier. Okay. Last two logos. Next one, we got the Houston Texans. Of course, they don't really have a throwback logo, a heritage logo, because they're a pretty damn new team in the grand scheme of things. It's essentially their current logo. In fact, I think it is their current logo. I don't think they've changed it at all. But with that being said, I am a fan of the current Houston Texans logo. Therefore, I'm a fan of this logo. I think it's sleek, but it also is enough of a creative design. It looks like, a steer or maybe a bull. It has the, Texas star as an eye. It's better than just having a star as your logo. Cowboys, Jerry Jones, you old ass. Go ahead, fix it, make something better. You have the money to, obviously. Houston Texans logo. I think that's A tier. That might be one of the most controversial ones, but I really do like the Texans logo. I hate their team. I hate their franchise. It's not great, but I like their logo. That's really the only thing they have going for them at this point. And the last one we have is the old logo for the Minnesota Vikings. Man, their new one looks a lot better. This one definitely in need of a tan. It's either some purple detailing or it's white or yellow. It really doesn't look that appealing. It doesn't look great. So we are going to end this tier list on a poor note because the Minnesota Vikings, fourth team in the D tier list, fourth team right there. Maybe their logo is just as good. This logo is just as good as the Minnesota Vikings Super Bowl history. It's not good. But that's kind of gonna do it for us here. We got the Bengals, the Broncos, and the Patriots old logos up there at the S tier. The Eagles, Oilers, and Texans logo. Look at Houston. Look at those two teams. Look at those two franchises. Both their logos there at the A tier, along with the Philadelphia Eagles. They did a great job. Then D tier, we have a logo who I don't know. If you know who has this logo, please tell me, because I'm a little bit too lazy to do more research, and I just want all my information handed to me in my lap. Go ahead, share some knowledge for all of us in the comments as well. D tier also includes the Kansas City Chiefs, Dallas Cowboys, and the Minnesota Vikings. 3 logos that just not great. But let's go ahead. I guess I'm gonna have to, I'll save. Title of this, the best NFL logo tier. Yeah, I before E. We know English. List ever. All right. Description. It's the best. There we go. Of course we know. Of course we know that. So let's save that. I'm gonna download that. Yes, please. But let's see. Can we take a look at some of the? Yeah, let's go here. Like I told you, we're going to take a look at the community rankings to see if I match up well at all. You know what? The worst logos. Actually, yeah, they align with that one. So I guess this is an all-time, I guess, the community average here. I guess I was a little hot on the Broncos and the Patriots. Underrated the Bucks a little bit, and the Ravens as well. Not sure about the Bears. I was right with the Bengals though. And yeah, I did think the Eagles could be S tier. I guess I just didn't put them there. Hey, but when it comes to the community hating logos, I was pretty up there with them. I think these rankings are pretty fair. All right, cool. I definitely had some more teams in the B tier than the community average came out to be, but I'm pretty happy with that. All right. I mean, obviously my rankings are better than this because Patriot Pete and the Denver Broncos Big Ol' D deserve to be at the S tier, but I guess not everyone can be perfect. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to this edition of NFL Tier List. Of course, I've been your host, Ross Allen. If you enjoyed, please go ahead, hit like, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, also on Twitter at Fourth and Long Media, and Instagram, same tag there. You can find all of our amazing content over at thefourthandlong.com, NFL wise, thefourthandlong.com/NFL. Of course, super simple. I like to keep things simple for you guys. And then yeah, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We're almost to 1,100 subscribers, so please, let's see if we can get there. Yeah, get there soon. But like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching until the end, or just watching it all. Your view count. That's why I like, and also I just like making, hopefully, you guys laugh, entertaining the heck out of you guys. So go ahead, check out the rest of our channel, some other great content, some other similar stuff when it comes to this tier list and other NFL stuff. I got quizzes, quarterback rankings, and all that good stuff so far this offseason. Divisional breakdowns, and I'll go into a little bit more actual analyzing the NFL because I know that can be fun too. Divisional breakdowns and record predictions are coming out soon. They're on the slate, so that's gonna be a lot of fun. But go ahead. Stay safe, have a blessed day, you guys, and we'll see all of you